Good evening, folks. We are going to be finishing Pragmata with the final boss fight. I don't know how long this is going to be, but we're going to finish the final boss fight for Pragmata, and I'm going to come to a decision if I should play the game one more time after that off screen, because apparently you get a little bit more. Apparently. That's why I was wondering why there were things missing. But I did not play Nier Automata 5 times in a row just to get the true ending that game had, because it was not worth the effort. It really wasn't. So when it comes to Pragmata, though, depends on the ending and how it's portrayed, because the whole Pragmata game was a huge filler. The only things relevant to the plot only started to kick in right before the final stage. That's it. At the beginning, there was significant plot there, just introduced the two characters to be paired up, and then at the end, that's it. It was just a huge filler. There should have been more story beats there, but no, there wasn't really much. Just filler, mostly. The gameplay was fine, but it just dragged on. Anyway, we're gonna get going here, because I do want to cover Final Fantasy XIV in the main plot. I was hoping to have dressed up today, but unfortunately I ended up resting for the last 2 hours. Just doing nothing, because I just really needed to rest. Anyway, here we go. So what we're gonna do is, just gonna quickly change the title. So just a quick title change, and that's it. The good news is I did get as much as I could. I did do as many things as I could before the final battle. I don't know if I'll go through this game a second time. But because it's going to depend on the ending. And apparently, the ending of the game is slightly different the second time around, if you decide to go to another run. Kind of reminds me of Nier Automata in a way. Similar thing, but are you going to go through the time and effort to do it all over again? That depends what I'm going to get here. So I have no clue how the final... I don't know how the execution of the ending is going to be done here. That's going to depend on me, because it took me 30 hours just to go through this game. 30 hours, which is significant. Okay, let's find out. Speaking of ray tracing, I was able to run this game with ray tracing, but the setting is automatically configured. Oh. Yeah, I'm not doing path tracing because that will make it worse. So here we go. We're at the final boss fight, the final room, and we're gonna skip the cutscene because we've seen it already. So I have no clue how they're gonna execute this final cutscene, this final battle. It's supposed to feel climactic, especially for your first run. But let's find out. Just cut off the voice acting there. Apparently, so just as I suspected, there's like 2 mods or 2 weapons, I guess, that are missing, and you only get access to it on your second playthrough. Maybe go with that. I don't know if we should, I don't know, let's try this. I hope this will be enough. The good news is, I completed the last training mission. It turns out there's a 30-second shortcut, which I'm not sure was an oversight by the makers of this game, but it makes this final run much easier. You have to be perfect, because if you take 10 or 20 more seconds to do a certain fight, well, you're not going to make it to the end within 190 seconds. Even worse, you gotta do it with no damage, which is possible, but It takes time. Here we go, the final fight. And yes, I did do everything 100%. And apparently you gotta do that all over again if you want to, if you want to get the additional true ending. But I don't know if I want to go through that, especially since it took me 30 hours, and it was mostly just a lot of running around and exploring levels and, you know, doing gameplay. Don't get me wrong, the gameplay in this game is fine, but I don't know if I want to do another playthrough.
You hurry!
I'm going.
So this is the final.
Coming 8.
What kind of a final fight are we gonna get, especially on standard difficulty? And I don't think I'll be playing this game on lunatic difficulty. It's just, I don't think it's worth the effort. All right, here we go. We already saw the cutscene. We're gonna move on.
You and I were promoted to serve. Your very existence is over. I will soon walk.
Good job, kid.
Oh, this is a bullet sponge enemy.
Incoming! You! Watch out! Charging that filament! Go away!
There we go.
Yeah! Cease your futile attacks. The world must feel blazing flame. Stop! You'll hurt innocent people! That filament! Go!
Yeah, this one is already kind of annoying. Yeah, no, I'm not playing this game on limited difficulty. No, it's enough. I think we're gonna have to get a better gun. This is not good enough. Yeah, we're gonna have to use some tougher weaponry. The photon laser. And no, we gotta do this again. And don't tell me we gotta. And that's an annoying thing is you cannot. There's not a checkpoint. If you fail in a boss fight, you can't just redo immediately. In my opinion, that's annoying. Other games, at the very least, allow you to try again. Resident Evil Requiem at least has an autosave where you can at least try the fight from the beginning, at the very least. But no, not here. You gotta load in here and then do this trek again, which I think is unnecessary. So we gotta redo that fight. Trying to cleanse that boss fight every time is annoying so far. We're gonna have to change the weapons. This is not enough. This photon beam, this photon laser probably is gonna be our best bet, and we're gonna have to change to this charge piercer. Yeah, these two are probably gonna be our best bet. And this drone hive, I don't know if we're gonna. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be enough. I don't know if this impact barrier is actually gonna help us, especially when that boss just rushes. But yeah, no. Based on the mechanics I've seen so far, yeah, I'm not playing this game on lunatic difficulty. No. Not worth it, especially you have to go through this whole game again. No, I'm good. I'm not doing this game on the highest difficulty. Not like Resident Evil Requiem, which was possible. So drone hive. I don't know if this decoy generator will actually work, but I'll try. Again, just have a I mean, it doesn't hurt to it doesn't hurt to have an autosave or something, so you can at least attempt to fight the boss again from scratch, and you don't have to go through one loading screen and a cutscene you gotta skip. That is unnecessary. It's very redundant. Imagine going through this loading screen again, just to have another attempt at the boss. It's unnecessary. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's voicing this.
You hurry!
I'm going.
And you gotta do this again.
We're coming 8.
Let's try this photon laser. And we're gonna skip this cutscene again.
You and I were promoted to serve. What you resist. You're wrong, Pete! Your very existence is wrong. I will soon learn.
And you gotta cleanse this every time.
Getting close! I will fight you alive. The world must feel Daisy's pain. Stop! I want to
How many times you gotta cleanse this boss? Oh yeah, no, we cannot damage the boss. Hardly. You can sometimes hack, but not much. Yeah, no, I'm not enjoying this fight at all. After all the fighting you have to go through this entire game, I'm good.
Auto attacks.
Oh, and we gotta jump.
I want to understand. How about this? That's the limit! Go! Wait! The doctor wished to send us to Earth.
I won't let you paint the world black. I owe you one.
Phew! Try to resist this.
You're only doing a little bit of damage. Nope, not doing this boss on lunatic difficulty. I'm not interested to learn it. Especially with all the
Getting close! That's the limit! Go!
yeah, no. Not going through this game again.
Try to resist this.
Yeah, no, we gotta do this fight again. Wish we could just retry again. If you're not doing so well, just restart from the start of the boss fight. But no, you can't do that. You're forced to go through a cutscene and yeah, backtrack. No. What I mean, why can't the boss fights here be like Cuphead, where if you fail, which you will, I have, but at least after you retry, you start at the beginning of the boss fight in that room. But nope, you gotta go through this thing every time. Or how about this? Before the boss fight, have this screen be available. No need to do a necessary trip to go back there. Yeah, this is already feeling pretty redundant. At least there are more mechanics for you to pay attention to for the final boss fight. But I am not playing this game again on the lunatic difficulty. I'm just not that interested. And we gotta skip this cutscene again.
I would promoted to serve. What you resist. You're wrong, Pete! Your very existence is wrong. I will soon learn.
Good thing I increased the thrusters, because I definitely need it for this boss.
Watch out! That's the limit! Go! Wait!
Oh, crap. I owe you one.
Be careful!
Yeah, this thing is a... Even with the hacking range increased, it's still pretty...
I won't let you paint the world black.
And we gotta do this again.
That's the limit! Go! Wait! I'm still on cooldown! Phew!
Yeah, the amount of time it takes to activate the cleanse is the build-up is so long. It's not fun to go through.
Charging
And the range is so short too. Yeah, no, this is not fun, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, if you want to go through this on limited difficulty, more props to you, but wow, we only scratched a little bit on
I won't
this.
let you paint the world black.
Back to normal! Move, Hugh!
And we gotta do this reload again.
That's the limit! Go! Wait! Why won't you understand? Yay! I will point you apart. Hugh, watch out!
And yeah, this build up for this thing is so long.
That's the limit! Go! Wait!
Yeah, that's so delayed. And we only scratched like a little bit of this boss. Just a little bit.
Look out! Hugh, watch out!
Yeah, forced to cleanse every time.
That's the limit! Go! Wait!
Why does that voice line keep playing when I'm just about to clean it? Whatever.
Why won't you understand?
Right on.
Nothing will stop me from fulfilling my purpose. Your purpose is wrong. A futile effort.
Yes, it is.
How about this? That's the limit! Go! Wait! Give me a sec.
Yeah, this build-up is so long.
Need to
These bullets bounce right off.
charging! Hugh, watch out!
I owe you one.
That's the limit! Go! Wait!
Yes.
Hugh, now!
Second phase.
You can hack too?
Second phase.
I've seen what you can do. Look out! Give me a sec.
And we gotta cleanse it again.
How about this?
You have no choice but to do this every time.
That's the limit! Go! Wait! I got him! This is what the doctor wanted.
No, that's
You
pointless.
got him in the all wrong!
Yeah, and you have to cleanse again. Yep. I mean, eventually you'll figure this out, but I already find this kind of meh. Just want to get this over with.
Phew, watch out! I won't understand. Charging! Time for a cleanup!
Yeah, it doesn't do enough damage. Nope. There's the weak spot, is in the head.
That filament, go away! I want to understand. You now! Got it? Overdrive protocol activate.
We gotta do this mini game again. No, this is the second phase.
I will erase you from existence.
No more second guessing, Diana. Just do it!
That filament, go away! I want to understand.
Oh, come on.
Counterhack bypass. You now! Is that it? Yeah, you now!
Take this!
I will stop her. Protected, abandoned, tortured. You have no purpose. That filament, go away! Try to resist this. I'm still on cooldown.
Yeah.
It's not even wrong. Charging. That filament, go away. Be careful. Freeze. Team damage. I will stop her. You shouldn't have this power. Being with you made me stronger. I am Diana!
That's it? That's it? Okay, I wasn't expecting... I thought there was gonna be more, but... Okay.
8. Tell them all. The earth must know his pain, his suffering, his final days. I must tell them.
Transport's at the top of the tower. Diana, we gotta go.
Well, it didn't help the fact that you also killed everybody else who had nothing to do with the conspiracy. So... pretty sure everybody else did not deserve to die. Well, we managed to get through it. I guess. Unless there's another phase to this fight. Well, we used up almost all of our health. But let's see what happens now.
Diana, you okay?
Yeah.
I bet there's gonna be another fight. I would not be surprised. Cause I was thinking that's it. Let's see.
Couldn't save her, but at least we got to talk.
I'm sorry. I know it's hard, but we can't slow down. There should be a transport for us at the top.
And go to Earth?
Yeah. But time's not on our side.
Hugh?
We'll be alright. Just think about what you're gonna do once we're back on Earth.
What I'm gonna do?
We gotta see the ocean, right? Or you wanna do some bird watching?
I want to do both.
That's the spirit. Let's go, kiddo.
That could have been a cutscene right there, but
Hey, Hugh? Why do you decide to take me with you?
there it is.
Now what?
Look! The dead filament is back! But without 8?
It's out of control. We can't leave it like this. It can follow us to Earth. Look, Diana, I was a lot like you. A thirst for life and all its mysteries. And boy, I had a few bumps along the way. But I had someone looking out for me. And now it's your turn. A whole new life. If you're ready.
Okay, then let's go. Together.
This is different.
If it catches us, we're done for. So enough BS. Let's finish this.
Maybe this cannon will do the trick. I'll charge it up, Hugh. You get ready to shoot.
We ready yet?
No, a little more to go. Ready, shoot!
Yeah, go.
Okay. Okay, this is different. This is different.
Running! Dodge, Hugh!
This is insane.
That was a close one.
Okay. I get it. I get it now.
Here it goes. I'm charging. Now, shoot!
Yeah, go.
Okay, this is different. This is a change of pace.
Nice shot!
This isn't over yet.
Watch out! It's doing something!
Holy.
Kind of like that bike chase in Resident Evil Requiem. You have no control over this.
Yeah!
You have no control over this. So, yeah.
Shoot now!
Get lost.
Hugh! Hugh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. That could have been way worse.
Okay. This one is relatively straightforward. This one is easy. This is easier than the previous fight.
Damn! Still after us?
How long is this thing?
Getting close to the shuttle. This isn't good.
Let me try something. Optimizing hacking matrix. Initiate!
Can
I did it, you!
Okay.
We ain't done yet. Hang on! Damn! The shuttle! No. No! Maybe this will work. No! Not like this!
Let me try. 0,
Here we go!
Good riddance.
That should do it. Diana!
You get introduced to a completely different enemy at the last minute.
You still with us?
Yeah. Just put a bit too much into it there. But I'm fine now. Hugh, are you okay?
He's not
Don't
okay.
worry. I made a promise, right? Better yet.
The last walk. Is this where we first started?
Once we're back on Earth, you can walk for yourself.
Hey, I can walk.
You sure?
I do it all the time. Here, look. I'm walking perfectly fine.
You'll be back on me in no time.
That's not true.
Can't rely on me forever, you know? I'll do whatever it takes to get you back to Earth, no matter what.
Hugh, there's a cargo ship.
Really?
Can we go to Earth in that?
Yeah. Might just pull this off.
Something somehow survived?
What, Hugh?
Thanks.
No problem.
That's a cargo ship?
Is this how we're going to Earth?
A cargo shuttle. It is what it is. Tight fit, but that'll do.
What about you?
Explosions messed everything up. Full automation's not an option. Gotta push it to the end of the rail. Hang tight.
Hugh? Is everything alright?
Yeah. It's a heavy bugger.
I wanna help.
Stay put. It's too risky.
Let me hack it.
No need. Just gotta give it a bit of the old elbow grease.
Hugh?
Time to bring it in.
Hugh?
Bad news. This is where we say goodbye. Sorry, Squirt.
No! I wanna stay with you!
It's okay. Gonna be okay.
This is where the bitter end is. I mean, I was not expecting a happy ending, but still. So he can't be healed at all? Not even on Earth?
Go
Yes.
find the sea.
No! Wait!
It's a bitter end.
Have a safe journey, kiddo.
There should have been more story beats, because it doesn't feel like a good payoff here, even if it's a bitter end.
Do you remember
A bitter end, yeah.
the reason that we walked along?
And this is where the credits roll?
The place that you promised me you'd take me one day.
Okay, that was a bit of a
The
payoff to the ending is kind of meh, in my opinion.
But you taught me how beautiful
The amount of effort that you have to go through just to get to this ending, it's... eh? The game is trying to pull my heartstrings here, but when it comes to the overall story, I've had more fulfilling story in Mass Effect than System Shock Remake than this. Just, there should have been more story. And this supposedly took 6 years to make. What happened in those 6 years? What way did they struggle to get this game to the finish line? Yeah, that doesn't feel fulfilling. There should have been, I think, a little bit of epilogue at the end or something would be nice. And apparently you can go through this game again, but harder. I don't know if I should want to do that. Because I am not playing this game on Lunatic difficulty. Nope. I don't see the point. It's just, it's not enough for me.
It's starting to get heavier.
If I had to give this game a rating, it would probably be slightly higher than Resident Evil Requiem. Just a little bit, but not much. It has more or less the same flaws like Resident Evil Requiem. The story beats, the storytelling could have been so much more. Yeah. The way they handled the separation between the main character, just to meet with Diana, that was rushed. That was really rushed. And, yeah. And apparently there's a little bit of stuff added at the end. If you go through this game through this unknown signal, I don't know if I want to go to another 20 or 30 hours. I don't know if I want to do that. Basically, same game but harder, and you keep your upgrades. I don't know. You know, I'm kind of surprised how in Nier Automata I was able to go through that game at least 3 times. The first and second time, it was basically the same game. But to give the game credit, at least on the third run, you actually get a different story. At least there was something. But this one, I don't know if I want to go through it 2 or 3 times. Because if that is the payoff, if that is how the game ends, eh. I mean, I don't expect a full epilogue here for this story, but it would have been interesting to see what it would have been like. Also, there's no attempt to cleanse a human body of that dead filament at all. What if it worked? I don't know. Yeah, this game's rating is probably gonna be a 7. Probably a 7. It's not Game of the Year in my opinion. But yeah, it's not a bad game. Oh no, it's not. It's not a bad game. It's not a masterpiece, but it's fine. Yeah, the payoff, I mean, I don't mind bitter, sad endings, but the payoff there at the end, I just don't feel it. I didn't feel the heartstrings there at all, based on the story beats that I went through in this. Yeah, Rugzukin, welcome back. Did you see the ending, Rugzukin? It's a bitter end, but the payoff and the send-off, I don't feel anything at all, because there was so little story in this entire game that when I got to this end here, I didn't feel anything. I think it could have been so much more. Yeah, this game's rating is more or less the same as Resident Evil Requiem, but at least this game is a little higher than Resident Evil Requiem. In my opinion, Rizukin, you're not missing much. Should you get this game at full price? I don't think so, no. This game is not a masterpiece. It's a fine game, it's not bad, it's not a masterpiece, but it's fine. And apparently, Rizukin, this game does offer lunatic difficulty, which I am not going through. Nope. And the final fight, although I did not know the mechanics at all, yeah, I was not going to that final boss fight again on lunatic difficulty. No, I pass. And apparently you can go through this game again, the same stages, but harder, and you get your upgrades. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that. But at least I completed the game, that's the main thing. So yeah, Rugzukin, there's really not that much story beats in this game. There really isn't that much. I mean, I don't mind forgiving a game if it doesn't have much story, if the gameplay is solid, which it is, but by the time you get to the end, it kind of feels a little tedious. And the build-up to cleanse is so long, too. it takes so long that it's just that was wondering, can I not have that reload sooner? It was just way too long. And the whole pairing up this main character with Diana, it was rushed as well, in my opinion. There was no build up to it. Just, hey, you wake up and here she is helping you. No build up, no, there's nothing in the background to hint you, nothing. It was just paired up right there. And apparently this game took 6 years to make. What happened to all the story beats in between? I went through three levels of filler. They tried to sprinkle in some story beats there and there, but it was mostly filler. I don't even remember the audio logs or video logs at all because it was so meh. What is SPG? Wait, there's another cutscene here? Oh, this is the epilogue or something? So Diana made it to Earth after all. Where did she make it? So nobody's there to pick her up? Like nobody saw this thing come down to Earth and get her? No?
I'm ready.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing lunatic difficulty. No, I pass. No. What does this unknown signal do? What does this unknown signal do? Because, yeah, I'm not doing lunatic difficulty. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Alert! Alert! We've detected an unregistered crew member. Would you investigate on our behalf?
Easy there, Cabin. Just tell us where they are.
The hidden chamber.
The hidden what?
Come on, Hugh. Let's go. Let's do it.
We go this way? Nope. Yeah, these two slots here, That's when you do New Game Plus or the unknown signal. Let's see what this unknown signal does. Yep, as you can see, I did 100% on everything, but we gotta do this hidden chamber thing. Let's see what this thing does. But after this, Roguezukin, if you're still watching, I'm gonna switch over to Final Fantasy XIV and do the main story
What is
there.
this place?
This is the unknown signal thing.
Ew, look at that!
So you must be our unregistered friend.
We are. We watch over this hidden chamber on behalf of its original architect. It was their wish to bestow their greatest creation to one who has completely mastered the cradle. You have earned the right to undergo our most difficult trials. Decode all of our encrypted SIM pods and receive their reward.
Activation parameters verified. Simple alpha disengaged. Activation parameters verified. Simple epsilon disengaged. Activation parameters verified. Simple gamma disengaged.
Yep, I did 100% on all the levels already.
Activation parameters verified. Simple activation parameters verified. Simple data disengaged.
Yep, I did them all. I completed everything. And apparently you get some upgrades here at the end. So apparently you get some rewards there at the end. So the game hints that this is your first one. What does this do? Basically go to the previous areas all over again? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go through this again. I mean, it does introduce you new weapons, but then you have to go through the whole game all over again. And what kind of a payoff do you get after all of this? I don't know. By the end of the game, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Do you remember that Nier Automata game? I was looking if you're still watching. In that game, you had to complete the game at least 3 times. The first 2 times is the exact same story, but the third time, you finally get a completely different story, and then, only then, you can experience the true, well, one of the true endings. I don't know if I want to go through this game again, just to do these hidden challenges. I don't know if I want to go through that. If I'm in the mood, I'll probably do it off screen. But apparently, there is a true ending that after you go through these challenges, which I don't know if I want to do, what kind of a payoff do you get after all that trouble? Apparently, there is if you do a known signal and you get this piece at the end, what kind of true ending do you get? How much of a ending do you get? I'm actually curious. Is it worth the hassle? Got this random YouTube channel that has the unknown signal ending, and yeah, it's basically the same fight all over again.
This year,
I'm just gonna queue it up here. Is it worth through the trouble just to play the whole game again? I don't know. It took me 30 hours to beat this game, and I don't know if I'm gonna go through the extra side stuff just to see the extra bit. So after all of that, what do you get? Got this channel here by the name of Arc. So after he launches you into space, the credits roll, and what do you get in return? Okay, so you get additional pictures of okay, so you get additional pictures of, again, more slice of life stuff, but not much storytelling when it comes to actual so you get more slides. Okay. I don't know if it's worth going through another 20, 30 hours just to see all of this. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. These are nice drawings, but I don't know if I want to go through the hours just to see these again. I don't know if I want to do that. Again, I don't expect the game to be a happy ending, but I was hoping for more story bits there, even if it's a sad ending or a bitter end. So you get more slides, you get more pictures. So more story bits at the end there. More pictures, which I don't mind. Okay, so you get more bits there. Okay, this is different. They're walking in the moon. Okay, that's different. So you get the same scene on the beach, but is there anything different here? Is there anything different here? This is the same thing that I just saw not long ago. Is there anything different here? So he survived? What does so yeah, the drawings are nice, but if that's the only change you get, then I don't know if I want to go through all that trouble just to reach this. No. Honestly, no. You complete the game once and the changes are kind of negligible. I don't know. Also, I was hoping for a little bit more at the end. Like, as soon as the shuttle reaches Earth, you're telling me not one person saw that thing coming down and they intercepted that? No? Yeah. Well, Sorozukin, if you're still watching, I don't know. I mean, just the plot alone, I don't know if you want to go through that game again. If you want to go through those challenges, who knows how long it takes to go through that, just to see a little bit more detail in the ending. I don't know if I want to go through the whole game again. It took me like 30 hours of, trying to be thorough on the content that was given. Yeah, I don't think I want to go through that. And lunatic difficulty, you mean everything's more spongy and you got to do more hacking, making the fights go longer? Pass. At least the combat that I did in System Shock Remake is fun to go through. Sure, the enemies are tough, but they don't make the fights go a lot longer. Yeah, but imagine all the hacking that you could do a whole lot more of. I'm good. I'm good. It's fun it's good enough for first for one run, and that's it. It doesn't make me want to do a lunatic difficulty playthrough. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really... I thought there was going to be more stuff added to the story, but no, it unfortunately doesn't give you doesn't give you too much. Yep. It's honestly not worth it. Not worth going through these challenges just to see a little bit more in the end. No. And I bet the weapons are fun, but I don't think it justifies the extra playtime for me, unless you're a huge fan of this game. All right. So with that being said, we're finally going to go through the main scenario quest of Final Fantasy XIV that I've been waiting for the content for Final Fantasy XIV to come out, and it'll take me maybe 2 hours to go through the main scenario quests. So let's see if we can have the time to go through that. I was hoping to come on earlier so I can have more time, but that final sequence for Pragmata took a little longer than I thought it would. So, but honestly, I do not know if I'll remember Pragmata years later. I mean, the story for the game was okay, it was fine, but it was not really compelling compared to, say, Baldur's Gate 3 and many other games that I played in the last 10, 20 years. That's why I rate the game like 7 out of 10. It's not, I mean, it's something that you will have a fun time with, especially when you do get used to the mechanics, which I thought was interesting. But when it comes to story-wise, I don't think that's something I'm going to think fondly of. I'll think fondly more on System Shock Remake than Pragmata, in a sense. Even if System Shock Remake doesn't have slice-of-life moments like Pragmata did. And apparently you can get more character interactions on Pragmata. Apparently you can go to level 5, but is it worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. Give me a second. I need to get the phone. I gotta use the phone to log into the game. I still stand by what I said. The Pragmata is not worth the full price. Get it on sale and you'll find an entertaining time to go through it. Okay. Okay. Yep. It's I was not expecting a happy ending with Pragmata based on all the story beats that I saw, but the way the story was told, I was hoping for more. Kind of like Resident Evil Requiem. But I think Resident Evil Requiem's story is a little better, or just slightly better. I know I said earlier that Pragmata's rating is a little higher, but because at least the gameplay was solid. Although I was not a big fan of the final boss fight, though. The amount of time it takes to build up the clans and the build up to it is just a little too long to me. But I bet that's gonna be modded or something. Who knows? But yeah, that's just a little too long. And we're gonna adjust this category here because we're gonna go back to Final Fantasy again. Yeah, so I don't know if you're aware, Roguezukin, but this Final Fantasy XIV finally released they finally released another patch where they finally released more story beats into the game. You can hear the game playing in the background, which I'm about to switch here in a moment. Whoops, wrong scene. So, just to give you a refresh, this game has these things called main scenario quests, which basically is like basically a main story quest, like in any other game. And right here is where the main scenario quest is at with this NPC here. In Warframe, they also have the same thing. They have so many NPCs gathered up near this NPC where you gotta interact just to do the story. But in Final Fantasy XIV, they actually did a nice quality of life feature that you can turn on and off whenever you want. Just watch this. Isn't that nice? All those players that were crowding the NPC, all of them are gone. So it makes it easier for you to click or interact with the NPC so you can get the main story quest. Warframe doesn't have that. There's this merchant that comes in every 2 weeks or every week that you gotta interact with, and this doesn't happen. Again, it's not a big deal. I'm just nitpicking, but it'd be nice to make it easier just to click the NPC just to get the story thing over with. So, I've been playing this game for over 3 years easily. I went through this. Yeah, I don't think they released the Beastmaster Limited Job today, did they? I don't think they released it today, did they? Did they release the Beastmaster thing today or no? Oh, it will be released on September, but they have it available now. Okay. Okay. But anyway, yeah, Roguezuki, and as you can see, I spent quite a bit of time leveling all the jobs in this game. I did not do all the side content this game has to offer, but I did all the main stuff, especially crafting and gathering. But anyway, the main story is here. They have this batch of story, and then another batch is gonna be coming in September. So let's see what kind of trouble we got going on in this realm again. It feels weird to be caught up in an MMORPG where you have to wait for the next piece of main story to come out, or the next expansion to come out. Oh, and speaking of expansion, it comes out next year, not this year. So, in Fate's footsteps. And I don't know if you remember this, Roguezuki, but some cutscenes have voiceovers. Not all, but some do. Okay, let's see what we got. I trust you're able to get plenty of rest. Oh yes, I just went through hell with Pragmata. Good. I thought you would maybe could take a moment to ponder our next steps, and perhaps reflect on our recent journey. You can tell there's no motion capture because the characters are moving very stiffly. But you can tell when there's motion capture when all the characters move so smoothly with their hands and their whole body. I must admit, my thoughts often drift to the mist continent on our stay in Treno. It was heartening to see the Milala prosper despite the odds. My own flesh and blood strive in that leaven-racked landscape. Fiend was eager to restore diplomatic relations. I have no doubt that Alexander will provide much-needed support for their neighbor. I too shall do everything I can to aid my home, away from home. A wonderful, welcoming family included. For the time being, though, I'd say we accomplished all within our power. I suppose that just leaves the matter of preservation's research. It is yet unclear how Calyx learned the techniques used to summon his Dark Primal. There's likewise much that remains unknown about the key. Let us hope that Chill's efforts will bear much more fruit. And convenient timing. Can you hear me? Chill and I have been reviewing the decrypted files, and have uncovered some intriguing details. You care to join us? Oh, we'll be right away. Excellent. Chill seems rather eager to speak with you all. Come with us. Come and find us in the Deterla when you're ready. Uncanny timing indeed. Let's make for the containment complex. Okay. Alright, so we got ourselves the main story again. Apparently, the story is going to take place in a different realm. So, into a different realm, which was, if I am not mistaken, it was... Norvrant, was it? That was Shadowbringers? That was 2019, was it? So we're going to go to a different realm altogether. Where's the big overall map where you can tell where things are? Cause I display, nope. Display. Oh, here we go. This is it. This is it. Yeah, we got Heidelin, which is where a lot of the content has been taking place. And the first. So I guess when the expansion comes out next year, it's going to be called the Fort or something. Wouldn't be too surprising. So yeah, we got Heidelin, and we got and we're gonna get another option here with called the Fort, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Also, I thought there was gonna be more. I thought this cyberpunk thing was gonna be in the next expansion, but I guess not. They finally introduced it in this in this expansion instead. But hey, that's the choice they made. So yeah. So let's see where kind of shenanigans are going this time. Okay. Yeah, we did this puzzle instance a while ago. It's not really much of a puzzle, but it's something different at the very least. And all that data is stored within electro devices. Shield's expertise has been proven invaluable. Okay, are we getting voiceovers here, or we're just gonna have some? Oh.
Ah, you're just in time for a progress report. The decryption is finally complete. As we suspected, the data represents a partial record of Preservation's research documents. A quick scan of the files, however, failed to turn up the information Y'shtola was after.
Indeed. No mention of the Ascians, or primal summoning techniques for that matter. While Calyx doubtless received instruction from someone possessed of such knowledge, there was naught to identify this benevolent mentor. I am, however, pleased to say that we found several reports concerning the key.
Okay.
We know the key is used to open paths between worlds, and was a treasured relic of the Milala. And just as the Milala were unable to return after reaching the Mist Continent, so too was Preservation unable to gain a mastery of the prize which had passed into their possession. The data suggests that a particular formula or procedure is required. A process which Calyx appears to have understood to some degree. Yet the key proved fickle. Perfectly replicating conditions was no guarantee of success. And even when they did manage to generate a modest portal, the destination was never the one they expected. The reports practically screamed their frustration, describing the experience as being dragged around by a traveler picking roads without rhyme or reason. Serves them right, I say.
After much trial and error, Preservation began to experiment with external actuation devices for the key. Striving to maintain a stable pathway to a chosen location, they conceived of the technology that forms the gate to the Golden City.
So, their tribulations ultimately afforded them control of the key, albeit in a limited capacity.
think the voice. I think the quality. I don't know if it's the microphone, but Gratia's voiceovers sound different. Is it a different person doing the voice, or is it just a different microphone setup? Because it sounds very different compared to the previous expansions.
Which, of course, explains why they were able to instruct Suralja in its use, thus enabling the unprecedented feat of transferring Everkeep and its environs to the source. After the Endless Fiend took the key unto herself, she opened pathways to other reflections in her hunt for ether, did she not?
The Milala merely used it to facilitate their exodus. To think what the key has now wrought in different hands.
For all we know, the actuation device augmented the key's power beyond its intended scope. Were your goal to plunder whole worlds of their ether, a tool designed to simply transfer people would likely be insufficient.
Shale, I don't suppose you would be able to remove the actuation device?
The machine made for that very purpose is still functional, thankfully. It shouldn't be a problem.
Convenient.
What do you think? We don't even know how the key works. If the device is somehow interfering or amplifying its capabilities, I believe we ought to remove it.
AKA, we can move the plot.
Give me a moment.
My word.
That's different.
Ishtola?
This is the first time I've beheld the key in all its unobscured glory. The sheer density is extraordinary. 'Tis akin to the structures we saw beneath the Tempest.
Now that you mention it, the ornamentation is reminiscent of Amarot.
Have you noticed anything since the key has been in your possession?
That's a very good question. It reminds me of Azim's crystal.
You're suggesting the key has some connection with Azim. A plausible theory, although one we are yet unequipped to prove.
My apologies. Hello? Yes, this is Cryo speaking. That was Ojika with a message for us.
An urgent matter?
I'm not altogether sure. Tataru requires our counsel, and hoped to call upon us in person at the Baldessian Annex. Though disappointed we were not present, she appeared content to wait until our travels brought us back to Sharlayan, insisting that it did not merit our immediate summons. Her tone suggested otherwise, however, and Ojika felt compelled to contact us directly.
Mayhap the time has come for another journey across the salt.
Okay.
You'd best go. Though I'll not deny that I'll be sad to see you leave.
Yeah, we got more story beats to go. We'll be fine.
Oh, Shale. I can't even begin to thank you for all you've done. We will be forever indebted to you and your Oblivion colleagues.
The debt is ours. We'll never forget the sacrifices you've made for us, for Alexandria. In the meantime, I shall keep sifting through the data. You'll hear as soon as I find anything of note.
Actually, I should like to stay here a little longer, if you don't mind.
You are most welcome.
And might I borrow the key for a while? I wish to study it further. With the utmost care, I assure you.
Well then, shall we be off? Ojika will be expecting us.
So we're going back to Endwalker areas. But this time, who knows how different it's going to be. Well, this is one of the longest cutscenes so far. But at least we're getting context, which is nice. When did they start doing these patches where they call it related to the patch notes? I have to look it up. But in A Realm Reborn and Heavensward, they didn't do that. Nope. All you get was just more cutscene. We get more cutscenes, and that's it. My colleagues will be just as saddened by your departure. We'll meet again. Safe journeys. Given that preservation can unlock the secrets of the key, it should come as no surprise that we too struggle to understand its nature. In any event, do give the Taro my regards when you see her. I have to mention that we also uncovered information related to the key. According to Shale, certain confidential reports are now accessible via devices in the Research and Comments at the Director's Office. You might wish to peruse the files before you depart for Sharlayan. Oh. Optional stuff? Well, in this game, it's hard to miss. In this game, it's very hard to miss because, yeah, this you will see like text on a certain terminal or something, and you gotta interact with it. Okay, so let's see if there's anything to look at. Okay, so we got, so the game actually, it does try to do something a little different. It's not much, but it's something. Is there anything to look at here? All right. So another data tablet. Oh, that's it? Okay. It's something, but here we go. Let's go back to Endwalker. You know, it's interesting to go back to the previous areas, the previous expansions, just to do a little bit of different story this time around. Feels weird to be back in Endwalker again. That's where the main story is taking place. Come back! And what a pleasure it is to see you too. Okay. Okay. Okay, not much to add here. Let's continue. We get Tataro voiceovers? Or no? Giving up for frequently Tataro's away on business these days. Small miracle we're in the place at the same time. Okay. Only now it is beginning to feel like we're actually returned. Such fond memories within these four walls. I wonder if we're gonna add the fort into this map in this wall here. Who knows? We might have voiceovers, maybe.
Planning your next journey?
Oh no, just reminiscing. Thinking back to when you bought this map, and how you all encouraged me to make the voyage to Tural.
Are you glad you did?
As if you need ask.
Welcome back!
It's been a while.
I'm so glad you're here.
Ojika contacted us. He intimated that you were rather concerned. Come to think of it, Alphino said he and Alize would pay you a visit upon their return. Have you not seen them?
Oh no, they were here. I was regaled with many a tale of your Turali adventures. It was only once they departed for Garlemord that the rumors came to my attention. Rather alarmingly, void-sent sightings seem to be on the rise across the star. I was reluctant to bother you with mere hearsay, especially when you had more pressing matters to contend with. But earlier I received a confidential report from the Grand Company of Eorzea. It's as if a mighty dam has been breached, flooding the land with foul creatures.
Sounds like Endwalker all over again with the apocalypse.
For a blessing, most nations have managed to keep the invaders in check, and casualties appear to be minimal thus far. Though the same cannot be said for those regions with a deeper connection to the void. Their fissures continue to manifest without end, putting countless innocents in danger.
A deeper connection to the void. Garlemald is the home of the Reapers, is it not?
It is. Alphino and Alize were there when the trouble began, and have since sent word that the situation has taken a dreadful turn.
Short were early in Tertium. Oh, okay. Kind of quiet.
Thus concludes the abridged account of our time in Tural. Now I shall leave you with the words of the late Dawn Servant, Galul Jar Jar. ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship. A notion that rings true for Eorzeans no less than it does for the diverse peoples of Tuliolal.
And for Garleans as well. Even sharing something as simple as a local dish can pave avenues of understanding. It's up to all of us to forge new bonds, together.
Especially in this depressing part of the world, yeah. And everything is so gray, so...
Thank you for sharing your tale. Better they hear it firsthand than endure my clumsy retelling. Your words give me hope that we might achieve something similar here in Garlemald.
Like I said before, is there gonna be a point where Garlemald will actually look like an actual hub? It would be nice, instead of, you know, being a wreck for all these years.
We all have the capacity to affect change. Our time in Tural taught us that much. And now that we've returned, it's time we rolled up our sleeves and got back to work.
And everything's gonna happen right now, right?
I've already sent missives to the other nations, informing them of our Alexandrian friends. I also intend to notify the Garlean community officially. If both sides are amenable to the proposition, we shall gladly assist in establishing diplomatic relations with Alexandria and Tuliolal.
Thank you. But are you sure you've recovered from your journey? It sounded like you've hardly had time to catch your breath.
It's a Tuesday.
Sir!
Here we go.
Lapis Manalis is overrun with void scent. We've sustained heavy civilian casualties.
Time to kick some ass again.
What?
Yes.
Clutium Squadron reporting in. We're under attack. Void scent appeared out of nowhere and ambushed us during a routine inspection.
Okay.
Damn it. Is that another fisher? No, no, no! Ah!
My comrades are under attack. We have to do something.
There's no time to lose! Come on!
Alright, we're going back to Endwalker. This is different.
The Garlean community is ill-equipped to defend themselves against such a threat. Even with the aid of the twins and the Ilzabard contingent, they face daunting odds.
So we're going back to
We shall
Endwalker.
leave for Garlemald immediately.
Thank you. I was able to contact Thancred and Urianger too. They're already on their way. With any luck, you'll be able to rendezvous with them on arrival.
Another adventure in Garlemald again. Okay. Clearly we made the right decision to come to Charlian. Though I dearly wish the circumstances of return were not so grave. I don't believe we've seen Thank and Oranger since our battle with the Endless Fiend, have we? They too must have returned here at some point. Been told other Finonellis have withdrawn to the 30th to request aid on the front lines. They seemed intent on rejoining the battle once their reinforcements are ready. But I shall tell them to wait until you arrive. Okay. Sphene. Oh! Unending Codex. Where is that? Collections. I think it's in collection. Yeah, this is an interesting thing. So if you don't remember, well, the game reminds you of it. That's nice. So if you don't remember any of these characters, well, you don't have to go to Wikipedia. You can just go here. That's nice. Yep, it's a nice summary of the whole thing. Too bad Speeney's not a part of our group that can kick ass. That'll be nice. Two worlds entwined. And just like that, we find ourselves faced with another emergency. Fortunately, there is yet time for us to make a difference. Let's make haste for Tertium. Back in the Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward, whenever the character exits the scene, it's very stiff, like this. Like this. Clearly programmed to take point A, then point B, but at least they do an angle this time, like this. Again, not a big deal, but it's noticeable. Okay. So again, Garlemald should have a makeover, something. I mean, after you pass a certain point in the story, it would be nice to have something different here. But I think that's too much to ask. Imagine going back to Stormblood, which you haven't done in a while. Thank you for coming such short notice. Glad you're here. It's been far too long. Well met, my friend, and now let's hearken to Elfino's words. Indeed. You made it in time. Okay, what do we have?
You picked a frosty spot for a reunion.
Tataru sent word that you were coming. Full glad am I to see you all. Though I'm afraid this is no time for pleasantries. Planar fissures have opened up across Garlemald, inundating the region with void scent. As far as we can ascertain, there are two focal points of their assault. The Ilzabard contingent are combating the threat in Lapis Manalis. Although they have suffered casualties, they appear to have the upper hand.
As well they should. The many talented Uldan thaumaturges among them should be more than capable of closing any fissures they encounter.
Which leaves the second focal point, the Clutium. Eulus and the Garlean community are attempting to mount a counterattack, but are struggling to cope with the sheer number of voidsent. They've fallen back to the north of the Imperial Palace. Can you lend your aid in securing the area?
Well, sure.
With your blessing, I would tend to the wounded returning from battle.
Of course, Kryl. Thank you. The quickest route from here to the front is via the train tracks. Once we arrive, we can support the Garlean forces as we make for the fissure in the munitions factory.
I get to see something different of Garlemald for once. Okay. All right. Alright, so here we go. The new dungeon is already here. And we probably have a trial to boot too, so... Feels weird to be playing this game again. So... Speaking of which... Alright, so here we go, the new dungeon here. Back in Garlemald, of all places. Which I don't mind. So... It would be nice to see Garlemald be an actual city instead of being in the ruins again. That'd be nice. But anyway, let's do this as a healer. What's the eye level? 750. This one is also okay. This is 735. This one is 750. Okay. What is the maximum? What's the eye level needed for these latest content here? Well, here we go. Let's see what kind of an adventure we're gonna get here. You know, I played Warframe. It has randomly generated levels, but it's nice to see that at least in this game, these are all designed. So let's see what kind of an adventure we're gonna have in this newest dungeon here. Again, it feels, I say this a lot, but it feels weird to be caught up in this game. You have to wait for new content to come out. And when I say content, I'm talking the main story. I've yet to touch the side quests in this game, but you can see on the left side of the screen, I have not done those. I mean, I do the main stuff, like Hildebrand, and yeah. Anyway, moving on. Well, I hope that we'll not have to wait too long in a queue. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is nice to queue up with your NPC buddies, as well, your party members here, but it would be nice to just, you know, do with players. It's really nice. So, all right, here we go. I gotta clean these eyeglasses. Give me a second. It'd be nice to be in this part of town. Okay. It's been a while since I've done dungeon runs. The only time I ever do Duty Relents or dungeon runs is when we have to level up these jobs. And just like in typical dungeon fashion, you clear enemies before you move on to the next area. At least the fight with these enemies don't go for too long. I wonder if we're gonna get a boss fight, like a trial, after this dungeon run here. Well, only one way to find out.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
be nice to see this area and actually explore, but I think it was only made for the plot. I wonder what it's like to actually fly through this place. But then again, you're not supposed to see this place from high above. Oh well. Oh yeah, for those of you that are just watching this recording now, I did complete Pragmata not long ago. But I'm not really encouraged. I don't feel encouraged to go through that game again. Just to do a second playthrough, just with the better weapons. I don't know. Maybe because of the plot. No, I don't mind bitter endings or sad endings. But the way the game ended and everything that built up to it, it was... it was meh.
We'll handle things from here. Take care of the fissure.
Eye of the Scorpion. Alright. Okay, I don't know this mechanic, but whatever. Not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it could be worse. Nope. That's okay. We'll get through this eventually. I almost avoided that. Almost avoided that. Nope. And how much health do we have left on this guy? Almost a quarter. Almost a quarter. Not much to do but wait. Again, once you know the patterns, it is not as bad. Kind of obvious to say, but it's nice to know that there are at least some different mechanics for once in this game. Once you go higher up, everything starts off basic, obviously, when this game first came out. And slowly over time, things got more and more complicated and more different mechanics. At least I don't think the mechanics in these newer expansions are a gimmick. I don't think they are. Could be wrong on that, but at least they were not a gimmick as the Realm Reborn days. Because back in those days, some of the things did not age well. And that's it. Hey. I wouldn't be too surprised if Kallax and his minions are behind this. Always stirring up trouble. Oh, I've heard that before. Speaking of which, please tell me I got the frame rate to this game locked down to 80 frames per second. Please tell me it is locked down to 80. It is, thank God. It is possible to run this game at a very high frame rate, but that means my GPU will run even harder just to maintain that. 80 frames is already enough. Way more than enough. This is not a third or first-person shooter where you need as many frames as possible. Now that I think about it, this is a remake that runs at around 60, 70 to 80 frames. depending on your settings. But it still runs fine. And just like every other dungeon that I've done in this game, you got enemies like this, where they have significant amount of health, mainly to control the pace of the dungeon so you don't complete this in 5 minutes. And we already have another boss fight already? Okay, that was a pretty short section. This is just short. Alright, what kind of mechanics we gotta deal with for this? No, I'm not the best at this game. I have not done the end game. I haven't done the high end. I haven't done the high end content, but I haven't done the tough boss fights in the end game at all. But I still find this game fun. Whoops. Hopefully this one is not going to be as difficult to go through. At least we're all alive with 50% health for this one. The last one, not even close. Health do we have in this guy? Less than half. Lumi's gonna die. And the mechanics for this one is not too bad, but good luck knowing it the first time. You will fail. I'm not gonna take the hit. Too vulnerable. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, they don't have any heals to help you here. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. Nope. I didn't have any buffs to help me there. Whatever. %30 health. Okay. Okay, let's do that again. Just go through it again. Try not to have damage stacked on you, but what can you do when you don't know the first time? It could be worse. If I'm not mistaken, if you do this with NPCs, if you die, you have to do the whole fight again. The NPCs will not keep the fight going. But I could be wrong in that regard. Too much damage again. Yeah, took too much damage. Approaching quarter of a health now. Will it be enough? Nope. Unlikely. Gotta do the fight again. Nope, gotta do the fight again. This will be the third time. Going back to Pragmata, you can't do this. At least when you the backtracking here is quick. But in Pragmata, it's not that quick. You have to go to a loading screen, which is longer than this, and you gotta walk there and do another cutscene. This is quicker. I don't know why they couldn't do that for the final boss fight in that game, especially if you struggle. Eventually you start noticing patterns and you learn to avoid it. Again, there's a small indicator on the ground as well where the enemy's gonna go or facing, which is nice. Okay, better shape this time. little bit better this time. See, much better this time. %40 health and we're still alive, at the very least. Good. We're not doing too bad this time. There we go. Once you get used to it, it's not as bad. I'm actually surprised we're going back to back to the Endwalker areas, thinking we were done with the story, but I guess there's a tie into this, I guess. Again, another edition of a song or theme that I've already heard in this game. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, we get a roller coaster ride. Sorta. Wonder what the heck is going on in this place. We're gonna get a boss fight immediately after this? Who knows? Oh yeah, we've seen those before. Kinda reminds me of Endwalker. Although, who's causing it this time around? Probably Calyx. Or some other villain we haven't heard of yet. Alright. Just got more mobs to go through. Who we're fighting against this time. So, who is it this time that we gotta deal with? No clue who this is. Was this featured in other Final Fantasy games? Because I don't know who this person is. I don't know who this entity is. Alright. Just another thing to fight through.
Welcome to my domain, mortals.
Thank you, but I think Shodan is better than you. least Shodan had the audacity and the courage to say insects.
Take all and serve. Carry out my will. Now for something different.
Okay.
Time to pull the strings.
Okay, we're still in the fight. That's what matters. Okay, half health. That's not too bad.
There is no escape.
I have no clue where you stand. Let's just hope that you have enough time to react. Half. Alright, we've got a quarter of a health left. Good shape so far. Seemingly in good shape.
Time to pull the string.
Yeah. I bet in high-end trials you don't have as much time to react to that. And I did not react in time to that. Whatever. We're almost done with this fight. We got this. I have no clue where to stand, so you just react quickly. Nope. But we're almost done with the fight. 0.1% health. We'll be fine. Just long enough to survive. There we go. Just survive long enough to win the fight, and that's it. Barely got through that fight, but we did it. Oh, we're gonna do a trial with this guy? Let's see. So, we're gonna get a speech from this guy? Let's see. Let's see what kind of a speech or a monologue we might get here. We're cleaning things up.
I think that's all of them.
We need but seal the fissure to prevent further ingress.
Is it going to be that simple?
It's over.
Don't speak so soon, buddy. This is Final Fantasy XIV. It's not going to be that over that soon.
I can only imagine the extent of the damage were it not for your aid. On behalf of the Garlean community, I thank you for all you've done for my people, for my home.
We're speaking too soon. I don't think this is over.
I shall close the fissure post-haste.
Wait!
Oh, I'm curious. I'm curious what you got to say.
If you do that, I will be trapped here.
What's your story?
You risked your life in vanquishing the creature. Would you at least let me bear the burden of deciding its fate? You want to go back? To the void? Your kind have entered this realm before. Some seeking death that they might rejoin the life stream. But you would choose that dark, deathless place?
The wind is fresh and pure, untouched by darkness. Perhaps it won't be a blessing to meet my end in such a place. But I cannot yet bear to part with the void. If only the winds would blow there as they do here. I long to return, to see my home unsullied, as it once was.
We know that pain all too well. If that is your wish, you must forsake this aggression. Go back to the void and devote yourself to its restoration.
That's a very tall order.
I have a friend, Zero, who hails from your home. She and her companions strive to bring light into the void from another world blighted with imbalance.
It's been a while since you've heard of Zero.
I hear their efforts have already met with some success. One day, they'll drive the darkness from the void, I'm sure of it.
His form is imbued with the will of all those I consumed.
You've heard of that, yes.
We shall return to our world and seek out this Zero. Then we shall see if there is truth in your words.
She won't disappoint you. That much I guarantee.
Bravo! I think Zero will approve.
Zero gonna make an appearance just now. Be nice to see that character again.
Indeed, that was truly heartening to see.
And Alpha knows of being a flatterer.
Understanding begets fellowship, right? I thought I might lead by example.
Well then, shall we head back?
That was convenient. Reports have begun trickling in. By all accounts, the Elseworld contingent was successful in containing the threat on their front. For Void sent to attack in such numbers just as we were finding our feet. Daren't imagine the consequences of you not providing such timely aid. On behalf of my comrades, thank you. Thank you all. Let me just quickly do these guys first. Boys come a long way. I'll credit the Zero for nudging him in the right direction. Indeed. With the Glatium's fissure sealed, I dare say the Void Sin incursion is at an end. Void Sin not only absorb the ether of those who can consume, but their thoughts as well. With such a legion of minds at their disposal, one hopes they prove a capable ally for Zero. Yeah, my heartfelt appreciation. Without your intervention, I've no doubt the casualties would have been far greater. Yeah, we're gonna do this. A gray presentiment.
The Ilzabard contingent have contained the threat on their front. Things appear to be under control for the time being. Though it remains unclear why the fissures opened up in the first place. According to Tataru, similar ruptures are occurring across the star.
One thing is clear, however. The phenomenon is not without pattern. The tendency for fissures to emerge is pronounced in regions deeply connected to the void. Places where the barrier between the two worlds is at its thinnest.
I fear there may be a place in far greater peril than Garlemald. Though it hath since been sealed, you will recall there is a great void gate that we ourselves had cause to open. A gate which was instrumental in our bid to reunite Vritra with his sister and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
Oh gods. The moon.
With our attention fixed upon planar fissures, I failed to consider this vulnerability. All other paths unto the void are but pinpricks in the veil compared to that great lunar rift.
And that rift might be yawning open as we speak. We'd better hurry.
Let us make for Bestway's burrow. I dare say the Loporrits are well aware of current events.
We ought to have Kryl join us once she finishes tending to the wounded. I shall likewise contact Y'shtola. Her knowledge of the Moon's Void Gate is second to none.
A number of my fellow Garleans now call Mare Lamentorum home. Alphino, Alize, please see they come to no harm.
We'll be back before you know it.
A quick word, if you will. I'm not sure whether you'll run into Zero during the course of all this, but if you do, would you give this to her? Emergency rations, in case of a protracted battle. Can't imagine she's eating all that well in the void.
Oh, he's being tender.
She likes dumplings.
Alright, we actually will see Zero again. Finally. We need another character to join the main cast, if you will. Or maybe this is just a mirage, who knows? To no surprise, yes.
We're doomed! Doomed, I say!
Oh yes, nothing has changed.
Given thy panicked state, I presume the Loporrits too are beset with voidsent.
Oh, what sweet relief it is to see you all! Yes, voidsent, and lots of them. They suddenly came pouring forth from the crater.
I had dearly hoped to find my worries unfounded.
For some unknown reason, the void gate seems to have partially opened. Lady Ray dashed off to activate the brands and halt the Fiend's invasion, but she hasn't come back, and we've since lost contact.
We'll find out.
I suggest we make for the brands without delay.
I'm surprised we did not notice that coming in from here. Or am I thinking too much? Alrighty. What? Okay. Okay. Alright, so we got... Again, this one is not too bad. This is still one of the best looking areas of Endwalker, easily. Okay, we get a cutscene. Okay.
Oh, I'm saved! I dread to think what would have befallen me if you hadn't intervened!
Oh yes, here we
I
go
was
again.
never in any real danger, of course. I knew you would realize our plight and rush to our rescue.
Right. Right, of course.
Atheris is likewise plagued with void scent. If only we'd prioritized further development of the void scent slaughter bots, we could have stemmed the tide ourselves. Oh, what a tremendous demonstration that would have been. Irrefutable proof that I was mankind's staunchest ally and the greatest lubberite to ever live. I can practically taste the praise. Fortunately, I was able to activate the brands. Should any more void scent emerge from the gate, they ought to be confined to the crater.
Thing tells me it's far from over.
Unless, of course, the void gate begins to expand of its own accord, or some gargantuan monstrosity tries to barge through. I don't foresee any major problems.
Is that what the trial's for? Yep. There it is.
Oh, nope. We're doomed.
There you are.
He delayed the inevitable so far.
I left the data in Shale's capable hands and teleported here as soon as I heard. And ere you ask, I made sure to bring the key with me.
Yeah, we got ourselves a little story.
Then the real threat yet awaits us.
'Tis Gorbez's domain beyond the Void Gate. I wonder how he and Zero are faring.
Yeah. It's been a while. Indeed, it's been a while.
By the 12.
Oh, that's new. Oh, the Endwalker guys again. Forgot what they're called. Or Shadowbringers. That looks cool. And it did, and all of this possible in this 10-plus-year-old game. That's amazing.
Let them die.
So only us can deal with Zero, or help them. That's a great looking visual, by the way. Been a while, Zero.
What are you doing here?
That's a good question, indeed. No time to explain. We got bigger problems.
Trust you to state the obvious. May as well make yourself useful. The gate's sheer size appears to have made it a tempting target.
Enuo, a dread void scent risen from the benighted depths of the ocean. They kept to the confines of their domain while Zeromus endured. No longer, it would seem. And once they had discovered a path to the Red Moon, they wasted no time in making the journey.
Leave the void scent nearby to us. You take care of Enuo.
Okay, time to do another boss fight. Why not?
Facing this many foes calls for a more familiar approach. Void scent can change their form at will. Both light and darkness are mine to wield.
She's cool.
Besides, what better to purge darkness from the void than darkness itself?
And we got ourselves another trial. Might as well to get this over with.
Who dares face me? A mere mortal.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes.
Hast thou come in search of power? Renown? I fight to end this world without end. All who stand before me shall fall.
Is this another boss from the older Final Fantasy games? Because I don't know who this villain is. I really don't. But it wouldn't surprise me if that is the case. Is this the same fight? The same music? Or it just sounds familiar? You guys remind me of Post Endwalker, was it? Okay, let's see how long this is gonna take. Now that I think about it, there's not many songs from this game I can listen to outside of the game, but there are some good ones though. And you get to listen to the trial music too while you're waiting. Not much to say really, just gotta wait it out. Speaking of which, let's look at if there's anything on social media here. Still looking over at that Pragmata game there that I completed a few hours earlier. Yeah, I'm just looking up what happened to the plot. Let's hope that we can queue up for this. So yeah, I don't know if I want to go through additional post content for Pragmata. I really don't know if I want to do it. It was by the end of it, I was like, I was just waiting for it to be over, and I don't know. And we had to go through the whole stage or do these special stages. I don't know if I want to do that. It's not like Resident Evil Requiem where I feel like going through it again, but I don't know if Pragmata wants me to do that. I don't know. There we go, finally. Nice. Time to fight. Here we go.
All who dare oppose me shall quake before the silken dark. The Void's power is mine to wield. Perish. Be still. Accept your downfall.
I have no clue how this mechanic works, but whatever. Oh, you just run away. Got it.
Doth the yawning rift not tempt you?
This is new.
The void consumes. Naught will endure. Neither past nor future. Only one certainty remains. My triumph.
This is new.
You have no place here.
So kill all of these things surrounding it, but differently. Nice. And kill them quickly, or else.
I've breached the darkness. Let the light guide you.
You must break free.
Just almost. That's different.
The underlings are no more. Now to deal with NOO.
Life and death rendered meaningless.
Light, protect us!
I will not yield my domain! Such is the power of the Void.
Alright, we got a nice background.
The Void shall never cease to be. My power is absolute.
This is a fun fight.
The Void's power is mine to wield. And thus did all boundaries cease to be. Behold the truth of this world!
Alright, we're less than halfway there. Cool. We're more than halfway there. We're more than halfway there. We're in good shape so far.
Doth the yawning rift not tempt you? Be still.
Okay. Ow. Solid mechanics.
Perish.
At least these did not take that long to get used to compared to the dungeon run.
Doth the yawning rift not tempt you? Be still.
Okay.
And thus did all boundaries cease to be.
We got this. Just pull the health down and we're good. Nice. This is a pretty fun fight. Most likely because we got other people to play, so it's not as frustrating. Especially when you do it first time.
The Void's power is mine to wield.
And in 10 minutes, we beat this. If no, you don't make major mistakes. Alright, that was fun.
They must be sealed away.
And that was fun. That was more fun than the dungeon run. Yeah. Yep, we did it. So, what happens now?
I'm glad you came. We would have struggled to face Enuo alone. I presume you journeyed here to prevent more Void Scent from passing through the gate.
We got problems.
With Enuo defeated, there are none left in this realm who pose a serious threat. I dare say the problem is resolved.
We got a problem. Let's go with the first option. Voids have been diverging from the source.
Cause for alarm indeed. Tell us more.
Yeah, it's a bit of a story.
So the breach wasn't limited to the Void Gate?
No.
For better or worse. Precious little has changed in the 13th since the Romus fell. Have you noticed anything unusual?
I know not the reason events have unfolded this way, but there is, perhaps, an explanation as to why the Void Gate and the fissures opened. Here, in my domain, even the slightest change is keenly felt. When the gate opened, I sensed not the workings of some external force. Rather, it felt as if the barrier between our worlds was weakening naturally, moment by moment, until the two came to meet.
And you think this weakening could be happening elsewhere?
'Tis a possibility.
What of Radzatan and Garlemald?
They had problems, and we took care of it, supposedly.
Eulus took mercy upon the interloper.
Yes.
Whether Void Scent or Garlean, we all share the same longing for home. Should we meet, I will gladly offer them aid. Please tell Eulus as much. Wait, how exactly did you get here? No mortal could traverse the Void Gate in its current state.
About that. Yeah.
And this path of yours is still there. I cannot see it.
You can't.
Nor
does it reveal itself to me? Perhaps the path serves only the key bearer.
That would have been nice to bring other people in, but no, guess not.
So it is not a means to travel freely back and forth. A pity. I would have liked to see my friends again.
Even the writers are aware. Yeah. No, seems opportune time to. Yeah. You're telling me we can't do that? Oh wait, or do we get another cutscene? Who knows? The key of yours intrigues me. My former self known of his existence, and I've sought different means to reach the source. We can't do it in the cutscene? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Really? You don't do this in a cutscene? You do it this way? Disappointing. Yeah, disappointing. Really? That smell? Food? Yes. Recall Euless speaking of the dumplings his mother used to make. You can't do... Come on. You couldn't afford... you just didn't want to do that in a cutscene? Oh, that would have been nice. But no. Thank you for the parcel and the fun memories. There's more enough to share with Gomez. Not only forgoes to eat there of others. I'm sure you'll appreciate this sustenance. Sometimes wondered what the void would be like if culinary traditions flourished here once more. But it would suffice to break the cycle of mutual consumption. Heartening thought, and nothing else. Wow. Really? No cutscene for that? Pretty sure I'm not the only one voicing this. Whatever. Beacon from beyond. Until our battle earlier, I hadn't called upon darkness in some time. In truth, I find light a better fit these days. Ever since you left, we've been roaming the void in search of individuals who would join our cause. Although we turned to the Red Moon after sensing Inu's presence, rarely do we linger in a single location. However, if the interloper you spoke of doesn't intend to seek me out, it might be wise to return to my domain. Will you join us? With you defeated, the source should be no imminent danger. Oh, we get something here? Good. Only free by the crater. Okay. Presume you remember traveling by Nisrash. Once we reach the surface, the creature will convey us to my domain. There's a teleporter situated between here and the center of the moon. I used it to travel to the surface in days long past, though I seldom had need once my generals were in place. Igrim herself created the device that I might lay low this servant of light. Ironic that we now use it seeking to restore light to the void. Yeah. Forgive my reminiscence. As we made our descent. There are many in this domain who still fear me, so I remain here to avoid needless provocation. Though it's not always so. Many who live here now have chosen to do so because they support the cause. Indeed. If our numbers continue to grow, we might require more territory. Thankfully, we're able to harness the ritual ether from Barbarish's domain. Those reserves will enable me to expand mine as the need arises. Right, you best prepare a potential guest. Send me my bow when you're ready. Okay, so... Okay. Again, lots of optional dialogue here, although I don't know how much of this is gonna amount to anything. I wonder if these are the same bits of dialogue that, yeah. Again, I don't know how much this dialogue has changed. Okay. Well, let's see what's gonna happen next. I imagine you remember these. The transmitters we used to receive light from the First. If memory serves, they work by channeling excess ether left in the wake of the flood into the Crystal Tower. Using the tower's cross-travel travel capabilities, light is then conveyed onto the 13th and into these devices. I have a mind to use them now, but they'll need to be set in an elevated location. Your assistance would be greatly appreciated. Alright, so we got 3 of these things to do. Right. Again, it feels weird to be playing this game again with the latest content and not be racing to catch up. Again, going back to that pragmatic game, I don't know if I want to do another playthrough of it, even if you get better weapons. I don't know.
Upon activation, these transmitters will shine with light from beyond, sent courtesy of our ever-watchful friends. They will serve as beacons in the dark for those that would seek me out.
Nice timing.
Immortal no less. I did not expect to see you here.
I am Zero, and this is my domain. 'Tis a safe haven for those who abhor conflict. Among those gathered here, many aspire to restore this world to how it once was.
Such a thing is possible.
Indeed. Though how long the endeavor will take, I cannot say. But for those of us abandoned by death itself, what do we have but time to try, and try again?
Very well. This light is ample proof your comrade spoke true. However long it takes to restore our world, you shall have my aid.
And you shall have mine.
It would seem Ulysses' intervention has helped forge a new bond. Thank you for bringing word to me. I gather you head home sooner rather than later. You were not able to freely return to Zeus's domain. Oh, so this is our last opportunity to see if there's any small talk you can do with these guys. Okay. So I guess you can't come back here at you cannot come back here at any moment. There's really not much to do here, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you get some small talk from these NPCs, but that's about it. Yeah, there's really, yeah. I mean, you get some small talk, but that's about it. Unless there's something hidden here. Yeah, some minor characters here. Yeah. Yeah, we already talked to that one. We talked to that. Again, it would be nice to see these locations actually change after a certain expansion, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. It would be nice to see actual change. Well, I guess there's nothing else left in this place. Really nothing else to do. The only thing left I can think of is that Alliance Society quest and the Alliance raid that finally came out. And that's about it. Yeah, there's really not much here, but I guess we're going back to the plot. Too bad we cannot, Zero cannot join us in the adventure. It'd be nice though. It would be really nice.
Would you deliver a message to Euless for me? Tell him that we're making progress towards rebuilding our home. And I hope that he is too.
Some things never change, don't they?
Enuo's Memoria will be safe here. The crystal containing Zeromus has been passed on to our allies in the First. If Enuo's Memoria might serve them in restoring their world, we shall likewise consider its transfer.
How much simpler it would be to aid one another in our respective fights, were it not for these boundaries between us.
It'd be convenient, right? But that would be fanfiction then.
Safe travels, my friend. We take comfort in the knowledge that you're out there fighting too, wherever you may be.
It'd be nice to bring them to our adventures, but no, that would be too much. And fanfiction-y. Yeah.
No luck, I'm afraid. It appears he's not in Mare Lamentorum.
Well, we got a tale to tell you.
Wait. Is that?
Where was the portal? Where was the freaking portal? Did they not notice? Sure. I got a story to tell you.
God, you had us worried. You suddenly disappeared. We didn't know what to think.
Well, that key apparently has a use, after all.
Shortly after you vanished, the Void-sent incursion abruptly ended. We surmised you had a hand in that, but never did it cross our minds that you were fighting alongside Zero and Golbez.
This golden path you said you traversed wasn't visible to us either. Nor did we hear a voice. Ethos. Might this be the key's true name?
While many mysteries remain, for now, I am glad to learn the state of affairs in the 13th. Golbez's suspicion that the barrier twixt worlds has begun to weaken. 'Twould certainly explain the surge in fissures manifesting in the source.
Yet what could be behind such a phenomenon?
Plot thickens. Ah, there you are.
And who might you be? Not a Void-sent, I'd wager.
How convenient for you to join us in this scene. How convenient.
Greetings.
Ah, yes.
I am Helmarut of the Asians.
Kind of figured.
We are your sworn foes, I know. But on this occasion, will you not put away your arms?
I mean, we've been dealing with this whole Ashen thing for the last 10 years, 10 plus years.
I wish only to talk.
Yes, very convenient that we just finished with the Zero business.
Thank you for affording me a chance.
Why now?
Bereft of the Unsundered, we were under the impression you and yours no longer had cause to continue your activities. That you should reveal yourself at this juncture.
Again, how convenient.
I assume you are the one who bestowed Calyx with the knowledge of summoning and the reflections.
Yes, that is correct.
Was it necessary to reveal my present form as well?
Calyx. So he succeeded in transferring his memories after all.
Be at ease. Even were I to occupy a combat-oriented vessel, I would not have the ability to defeat you.
How flattering.
You destroyed my plan, my life's work. I have naught to replace it, nor will I ever regain what I once had.
But why are you here now? Why are you here now, though?
If you wish to speak, Helmarut, will you not tell us what it is that you hope to accomplish?
As you know, our star Aetheris was sundered into 4 and 10 shards in the time of the Ancients.
Now that I think about it, we finally hear seemingly North American accent, I guess, instead of, you know, the European accent or Asian accents, at least on the English dub. So.
As the will of the star, Hydaelyn perpetuated this unnatural division for millennia. And in the wake of her passing, nature has begun to reassert itself. As a wound knits itself together, the star seeks to become whole once more. Yes, it seeks to rejoin with all of its shards. Unlike the one we Ascians attempted to orchestrate, however, the star's rejoining will afford mankind no special treatment. All life and matter will be condensed into a single whole and remade for a new beginning. A complete rebirth. Aetheris will return to the way it once was. Hundreds of millions of years past. To a quiet and peaceful time. Long before the light of mankind was kindled.
Right, we got another evil plot.
Supposing for a moment we believe you. How can you possibly know all this?
It is an inevitability that I have foreseen since time immemorial. A future that awaits should creation be freed from the influence of Hydaelyn and Zodiark. The star is tolerant to life. It holds no grudges, and neither rages nor weeps for being sundered. Yet by the same token, it is indifferent to life's survival. No amount of devastation and death can compel it to stop the wheels of creation from turning. The earth shakes, and mountains spew fire. Floods wash away the fruits of labor, and icy winds freeze and starve. Countless perish as nature runs its course. So many seeds of life have already been lost, yet in spite of this, people continue to believe that the morrow will come. But it will not. For nothing lies beyond the solstice. When all creation is reunited. When that day comes, every last trace of mankind shall be erased.
Ah, yes, world domination. Here we go again. Speaking of which, what happened to... Forgot what that character's name was back in Endwalker. I really forgot.
I cherish man's journey. Despite losing his innocence and being made to live with suffering, he has forged ever onward. Strong, even as he is weak, his is a proud tale in the history of the star. It would be a shame for that tale to end. For all to wither and die, when some might yet survive. Would you not agree?
Well, we need to have some conflict, Bill, I guess.
If a natural rejoining doth lead unto the solstice, then thine intent is to preemptively rejoin the worlds.
Forcefully?
Correct. It was for this very purpose that Halmarut recruited suitable collaborators from the Reflections. Individuals like me, who would willingly doom another world in order to fulfill their aspirations. The Winterers, we are called. And if you and yours seek to protect all life, then sooner or later you shall have to contend with us.
Even if everything you claim is true? What you've done, Calyx, it's unforgivable!
Especially killing people that do not deserve it.
I do not ask that you be pragmatic, nor do I seek your approval.
Are you basically trying to be God? As many other people have tried, especially Shodan.
Given your familiarity with other reflections, 'tis only natural that you are averse to our methods.
You think you can play God?
But there is one irrefutable fact that you must understand. Should we take no action at all, the solstice will come, and no one will be left alive. No one. Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit.
We need to have plots.
Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
I thought we were going to get... Oh, right.
Wait!
And the plot continues to thicken. Yeah, I am tempted to dismiss a preemptive rejoining as an utterly absurd solution, or is it not to be taken lightly? Trust the Ascians to be plotting something utterly reprehensible. The Ascians once labored to resurrect Zodiac and bring back those who rendered up their lives to summon him. For the sake of those who now live, we fought tirelessly to oppose them. If Amor does truly seek a rejoining to avert this solstice, to ensure some survive when otherwise all would perish, the interests are not so desperate. Rafinot has nothing to say. Or can't be speaking the truth, can she? You'll have to forgive me. I'm still coming to terms with it all. To think that individuals of Calyx's ilk or worse exist on other shards. There you are. One moment you were standing before me, and the next you vanished into thin air. Thanks to you all, the voice had been eradicated, and the gate lies sealed once more. There's been nary a peep from the crater. Though I can't help but notice none of you seem to share my enthusiasm. Something wrong? Well, we got more plot to tell you. Yeah. Star seeks to become whole. But that's preposterous. As far as I'm aware, I'd only made no mention of a natural rejoining. I have to consult the records to be certain. But not before thanking you for dispatching the voices so handedly. You will truly save the day. Indeed. Trail to the heavens. The implication of the solstice and the winter schemes, as well as approach moving forward, will take time to consider. To that end, I believe we should gather and speak in person. And by we, I mean all our fellow scions. For a change of pace, why don't we convene at the Rising Stones? I'm sure Tatar and the others will be happy to meet us there. Fine idea. In many ways, our return is long overdue. No doubt we could all use some respite after Garlemald, but I trust there are no objections. I mean, we have to keep the block going. Settle then, to the Rising Stones again. You're gonna hear that phrase quite a bit. Yay, we're going back to the Rising Stones. And how many times we've been here? Feels weird, indeed, to be back here. Again. There was much and more to take care of in Garlemald, in attending to the wounded. Sure to share a full report with Ojika. Okay. Feels like a lifetime ago as I first set foot within these walls. Given we're all experienced lifetime's worth of triumphs and tribulations in the interim, perhaps that is only natural. It's a pity my stay in Toral came to such an abrupt end. I'd like to make arrangements to remain in touch with Shale. Since leaving for Toral, we've been almost constantly in the move. Feels good to put my feet up at familiar stomping grounds. In spite of my times visit to, some things endure. This century is surely among them. Times like this, the company of friends is all the more precious. Everything has changed since we last gathered here. No doubt Totaro is chiefly responsible for the prevailing state of tidiness. Speaking of whom, she and a great many of our comrades are en route. Let's wait for them a while longer. Okay. I guess we're just talking.
Long it hath been since last we gathered here. Though our order's dissolution was indeed in name only. Thereafter, we did largely operate independent of one another. All of which is to say, full glad am I to stand in such esteemed company once more.
Apologies for our delay. We're reporting for duty, as bid.
This is everyone that we could round up on short notice. The others are still en route. Estinian alone we weren't able to make contact with. But we're working on it.
No doubt his link pearl is buried at the bottom of his bag.
Knowing him, he'll turn up when we least expect it.
Yep.
Now, as much as I'd like to savor our reunion, Tataru tells us there have been developments. Will you apprise us of the details?
Yeah. Lots.
The Winterers and the Solstice.
The veracity of Halmarut's claims remains unclear. Yet it cannot be denied that, in his bid to convert the living into endless, Calyx was privy to knowledge of the reflections and more.
And the Winterers are formed of others, like him.
In light of the recent Void Sense incursions, I believe it would be wise to treat the Solstice as a genuine threat. The problem is how to deal with it.
Both the Source and the Reflections are home to irreplaceable life. I would protect them all if I could. But if doing so means ushering in complete annihilation, Then what can we possibly do?
I wonder, was Hydaelyn aware of the solstice?
Good question.
Given that we had no knowledge of it when you journeyed to Elpis, you couldn't have warned Venar. So it is entirely possible she was unaware. But in the course of sustaining the Sundered Star, she may have glimpsed this eventuality.
I mean, maybe she knew but chose to trust in us, but we don't really know. We don't really know. There's no right answer to this. Maybe.
So she believed that we could overcome this trial as well. Or rather, that the choice was ours to make.
Whichever it may be, it is we who must find the answer. We who live in the here and now.
Perhaps we could take a recess? Oh, I dare say everyone could use a rest.
Indeed. We have ample food for thought, and it would be good to catch each other up.
Ere I forget, Heron, I believe you should keep the key, Ethos, in your possession. After all, it seems that is one mystery I am not destined to unravel.
Well, it seems to be the plot device. Who knows? It's a plot device. Yeah. A literal plot device. Yeah, propel the Void Sin incursion of Ismanalis. Fighting off fiend-controlled Galati is something I won't rush to relieve, but it was nonetheless good training. This stage development is indeed a shock, but I'm to see not a single face clouded with despair. Colton and I remain in Corvos to monitor the situation among the Guardians and the Gravosi. Though seldom smooth sailing, in time the region settled and we are able to return. I understand the Garland community has made great strides in improving relations with our peoples. Hearing that, I feel renewed zeal for resolving the issues in Corvos. And perhaps you'd like to hear more about the Guardian's accomplishments from me and the twins. Stoke that fire even hotter. Don't worry about me. I'm sure you've plenty to discuss with all these old faces. Seems our colleagues have much to catch each other upon on. She'll have to brew some tea. It's by no means an easy decision. But as the solstice is now our paramount concern, Alice and I have to formally draw from our efforts in Garlemald. After all, anything we can do to protect our world also serves to keep the Guardians safe. Ulysses and his comrades are already working towards a brighter future of their own accord. Honestly, I'm more worried about us. So difficult to see the path ahead. Hopefully we can get through this and return to Garlemald with our heads held high one day. Indeed. In the meantime, let's prepare a letter for Ulysses and the community. We mustn't let despair stay our hand. The tower is ever the considerate facilitator. Grateful I am to refrain from weighty discussions, simply converse with old friends. After Orianje and I went off on our own, we decided to spend some time exploring Zatural. We never had the chance to visit during the Rite of Succession, you see. We journeyed east to the Lozenita before heading up to the coast to the frigid northern reaches, where they revere storied beasts of the sea. Excursion only served to reinforce just how diverse Tor really is. We also met the Wellaki, though we had not the time to study their arts at length. We were privy at several intriguing demonstrations. Although we could have indulged our curiosity further and traveled to yet more distant lands, for better or for worse, pragmatism tempered our wanderlust. Suffice it to say, we still have plenty to see of the continent. I should very much like to return, given the chance. Oh, Einor, you come through your senses, but I see you're still in the throes of withdrawal. Brothers are united, yet the distance between them persists. A cruel fate is to force me to choose. Judging by your guise, Clemens, your studies must have been productive. Indeed, I more or less mastered the fundamental principles of Charlan astrology. At one point, I considered exploring other healing arts, but decided to persevere with more focused training to better leverage my skills on the battlefield. I don't think I'd be much use in the battlefield these days. I can scarcely hold my bow steady, let alone hit a target. So sorely bereft of brotherly administrations as I am. I knew you still required constant supervision. You haven't changed in the slightest. Makes me wonder how our colleagues that couldn't join us today are faring. Okay. Hearing our comrades' tales reminds me of my efforts to master Pictomancy. Come so far, striven so hard. Even after discussing the relations concerning Calyx, there's a great deal to share. It's difficult to know where to begin. Ian and I were training Grenadier when Voigtson attacked Twelveswood. Thankfully, we were able to fend them off with the help of the Twin Adders. I heard the invasion had already spread across the star. I realized the gravity of the situation and ordered confidential reports sent to the other Scions. That's why Tatara was so quickly apprised. Thanks to you, we were able to make haste for Garlemald. While circumstance and duty may keep us apart, we will remain bound by a common purpose. Indeed. May that purpose continue to guide us now that we stand together once again. It seems everyone has much and more to discuss with one another, and now you're overdue for a proper break. Peace and quiet will help you think. Feel free to make yourself comfortable in Dawn's respite. It's been a while since we've had a cutscene outside Mordona. It's been a while.
Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit. Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
You can hear the accent. You can hear it.
I detest evenings such as this. Too bright, too stimulating. The mind distracted by the inconsequential.
Ah, yes, you're like him itself. You're making an appearance when we least expect it.
You needn't be so wary. I merely come to offer information before my departure. Halmarut and I will soon cross the rift to observe the enactment of another Winter's plan. Our destination is the fourth. A world locked in ice, whose lands are blanketed in thick clouds. In order to survive, man has fled to the skies, using great magics to establish new civilizations.
And that's what this new expansion is going to be next year. Yeah. Why tell me where you're going? That's a very good question. Why tell me? Why tell me?
I have my own designs I would see realized. Nothing more. Believe me or don't, as you like. For all I know, you lack the means to follow us anyway.
Oh.
What Halmarut said to you earlier. She suggested that dealing with the reflections might satisfy your ambition. But is that truly so?
Is it?
You have seen battles beyond counting. have defeated even the fear of death. Is there some conclusion that you seek, no matter the cost?
If the stakes are going to be raised, then at least that'll be interesting.
I will share with you a truth. We Winterers each have an ambition that we wish to fulfill. To that end, we may share information with one another, but we do not necessarily share the same beliefs. Just as you and yours decried my actions, I find those of my fellows objectionable. Be that as it may, it is the culmination of our lives' works that we would bring to the world, fruits born of undying devotion, daring aspiration, and unwavering ideals. No matter how we are reviled, no matter what we must steal, our actions will be vindicated by those who abide in the future we create. In your benevolence, you may seek to save everything and everyone. But once all is consequently consigned to oblivion, your noble deeds will amount to nothing more than folly. For no living soul shall remain to judge them.
Again, you're trying to play God because, yeah, that's usually not gonna end well. Shattered stars are doomed to men. How turns the key to winter's end? All right. Again, start to clue us that we are gonna be heading over to. It's just slowly building up to the next expansion coming out next year. Wait a minute, I just remembered. I don't have much time left, but I think the Alliance raid is in Toyola, I think. That's something they'll probably cover off screen, I think. Yep, I believe. Oh yeah, we got the Wandering Minstrel. But we can just do the Alliance raid first. I believe this is the place to do the Alliance raid next. The next thing we're gonna be unlocking. Yeah, this is the Alliance raid, which we will cover off screen. That looks good, by the way. But anyway, I gotta go here. It's getting late. But we did cover Pragmata. Finished it, and we're gonna be finishing this one as well off screen. But the main thing I wanted to show on screen was the plot, the main scenario. Anyway, I gotta go here, folks. It's getting late. Gotta go to bed. But I'll see you guys tomorrow as well. Try to do some hours tomorrow. It's a good thing we get everything wrapped up. So perfect. See you guys. Yeah, Ruzukin, before I go. Yeah, but before you go, Ruzukin, yeah, I don't know how much you were listening there, but yeah, just like the previous expansions, you do get main story you just heard in those voiceovers that it's slowly hinting that we're going to be doing the next expansion. The next expansion is going to be coming out next year. And this story that you just heard, they say they're going to be planning to release it on September. So there's going to be more story building up to the expansions coming on next January. So yeah. And they did finish Pragmata, like I said. I don't know if I'll actually go through another... I'm not doing that game with lunatic difficulty. Nope. But this additional content, not really sure. Because it was just... It doesn't feel like... I don't know. I'm just unsure. But anyway, I gotta go here. I'll see you guys tomorrow, where we'll try to do more Rivals. So it's a good thing we can't do most of these things. So, see you guys.